let us go back to the Zoom machine and say hello to our next guest. I'm really looking forward to talking to this man. He is undefeated in the UFC. He is also another Cage Warriors alum. He is coming off a great first-round finish over Sergey Spivak this past Saturday. Defeated Andrei Arlovski as well in the UFC. 4-0 in the UFC, 4 finishes. And there he is, the one and only Tom Aspinall, who everyone thinks is going to be the future of the heavyweight division. Big win for him on Saturday. Kind enough to join us for the first time. And Tom, I have to say, it's so great to have you on. Been trying to book you on my many shows for well over a year. You finally made some time for me. You finally came on. Thank you so much for that.
Ariel, what is this? 4 long fights. 4 long fights I've been waiting for this shit.
Yeah.
And we finally made it. But guess what? I learned something about you recently. You're a Canadian man. Is that true?
That you just learned about that recently? I only talk about it every time I'm on the air, Tom.
Well, I didn't want to sound like too much of a fan. I've known it for a while.
Okay.
But that means 2 things. That means 2 things to me, Ariel.
Yes.
The first thing is I have a lot of family in Canada, so I have a close connection with the Canadian people.
Okay.
And the second thing, that means you are from the same nation as one of the best people to ever walk on this earth.
George St. Pierre?
Nope.
Bret Hart?
Nope.
I don't know.
Come on, Ariel. Avril Lavigne.
Avril Lavigne. I love Avril.
Come on.
He's just a skater boy. I say see you later, boy. Na, 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 na. You're a big Avril fan?
Oh, come on. Who doesn't love Avril?
She's a legend. A 90s legend.
She is.
One of the all-time best. Wow. I feel like I just learned so much about you, Tom. By the way, where does your family live in Canada, or your friends? Family or friends?
Family. A lot of my family live in Canada, actually.
Really?
My granddad's sister, who is now in her 80s, went to Canada when she was in her 20s. So I've got all kinds of family out there.
Now, which part of Canada? It's not just a dirt road, Tom. You know, it's a big country. Second largest landmass.
I've actually been to Canada. It's Victoria, Vancouver Island.
Yes, British Columbia, all the way on the west.
Beautiful place, Ariel. I want to move there when I've retired from MMA, I think.
Okay.
Beautiful place.
Just like your beautiful background. I mean, what a background this is, Tom. Where are we right now?
This is my bedroom. This is my wife's work.
Wow.
This is my wife. It's a wallpaper. It's just a wallpaper, but she put it up. I can't take no credit for it. It's nice, isn't it?
I thought you were implying that your wife painted it or something, or drew it.
2.
Wow, and you're only 28.
That's right. Yeah, I had my first kid when I was 20. I think we found out that we were pregnant when I was 22. I think.
Wow. Okay. Good for you. You think you're done, or you think you'll have a couple more?
Oh, I'm done, bro. I'm so done. I'm so done with this. Yeah. You know, I always wanted to. It's not like if I had 3 girls, I wouldn't be upset. I always wanted a girl, but you know, when you have twins, it's a completely different experience. I
bet.
So, you know, like now, if I'm out in somewhere and I hear a baby crying, I get like goosebumps all through my body. I can't deal with any more babies crying. Like,
I thought you were going to say like the good kind of goosebumps, like you miss it.
No, I don't really like babies and me. It's not a great combination. I'm good with the kids. You know, my twins are 2 now. They're at a really good age. Like, they're amazing. I absolutely love spending time with them. But when they're really small babies, I just don't know what to do. It gives me so much anxiety, man. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's tough. It's not for everyone, but you're doing well. 28, 3 kids, on a roll in the UFC. The reason I said that at the beginning of the show or the interview, for those that don't know, is you gave me crap when I reached out to you to come on and said, it's been 4 fights and I've been waiting and this and that. So it feels like you were kind of like, you had a bit of pent up aggression towards me. You were feeling like I was slighting you, like I wasn't giving you the love and attention that you deserve. Is that accurate? Because I can handle that.
Well, you seem to have that effect on people, don't you, really? You seem to have the effect that you just naturally instigate shit and piss people off.
That is not true.
Yeah, I guess I was a little bit pissed off with you. So I still am, to be honest. You've got a lot more work to do. So I'm still pretty pissed off. So you're pretty lucky that I've come on, to be honest. Future heavyweight champion. So I'm going to be an all-time great. So you're pretty lucky. Yeah, you're lucky.
It got really awkward when I thought that I was reaching out to Tom Breeze to come on. And
Big shout out Tom Breeze.
Tom
Big
Breeze.
shout out Tom Breeze.
Yes,
Yeah,
legend,
good guy.
legend. So how are we feeling, Tom, after that big win? Another first round finish, another, I mean, just impeccable performance. No, like I would imagine you look at those fights and you're like, oh, maybe I can have a little more time to show off, or do you like these? You want to go in 1 minute, 2 minutes and be done with it?
I do. I would be lying if I said that I didn't like these.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm also aware that I need a lot more experience to compete with the top guys. So I do want to have longer fights, but I also love short fights with bonuses. Like, I'll take that all day. And I guess, like I say, I'm only 28. Heavyweights usually go to the early 40s. So the longer fights are going to come, man. Like, if I can take the quick fights right now, like, I'll take them. I don't need to be in there for any more time than I need to be. So I'm sure one day I'm going to look back and think, shit, I would love to have like a quick fight again. So I'm just enjoying it. I'm just enjoying it for what it is right now.
And so when I just want to take a step back, also reminded me a bit of Jack, who we spoke to earlier on the show. You got into martial arts relatively young as well, right? Well, how old were you? 7, 8, 6?
So yeah, something like that. It's difficult to say really when I started because my dad is he's one of the first UK BJJ black belts.
Yep.
So I've always been around like jiu-jitsu and martial arts, boxing, all the rest of it. So it's really difficult to say when I actually started to do any kind of martial arts. I think I was about 7, 6, something like that.
And how did he get into it? Because, back when your father was practicing jiu-jitsu and becomes a black belt, I would imagine jiu-jitsu wasn't all that popular in England.
Yeah, it wasn't. So he had a bit of a crazy start. So he got into it obviously through the Gracies and stuff like that, the same as everybody else. But in the UK, jiu-jitsu wasn't like easily available like it is right now. So Hodger Gracie's dad, Maurizio Gomez, used to come over like once a year and do seminars. And then I think he was doing judo at the time or wrestling or something. Him and his friends from the gym used to go to the seminars, and then they essentially just used to practice the techniques with one another for a year until he came back. That's how it used to work, like back in the day in like 93, 94. So that's how it started in this country anyway.
And so for you, your father introduces you to it, and then you're doing it, and you're obviously having fun doing it, and you're seeing him have success. At what point do you think that this is something you want to do for a living, that you actually want to become a pro fighter? Because that's a big leap, for a lot of kids, regular folk, they do it for fun, but they don't take that next step. You, Jack, took that next step. When did that happen for you?
Yeah, again, quite difficult to say, to be honest.
Really?
I just kind of always known that I wanted to do it. Like, obviously, when I was 6, 7, I didn't know that you could really do that kind of stuff. But when I was like 14, 15, I started being around like MMA fighters and stuff who were in the UFC, like doing it for a job. And I just thought, you know what? This is what I want to do. I want to do this. So pretty much since then, obviously, I've had moments where I've not wanted to do it as well. I've wanted to do other stuff. But yeah, I've just always had this self-belief that I can do it. And obviously, it's paying off at the moment.
For you to have that victory on Saturday and for your winning ways to continue to remain undefeated, but then unfortunately in the main event, your good friend and teammate, Darren Till, has a tough night. Was it hard to celebrate? Was it hard to be happy? Because I'm sure you were bummed for him as well, but you also got the 50 G's. You were on top of how do you mix, like the emotions of you're thrilled, but your friend is feeling down, I'm assuming as well.
Yeah, that's kind of tough, to be honest.
Yeah.
That is kind of tough. That's happened before as well. It's a tough thing because you want to celebrate, but you also don't want to celebrate so much that it's kind of rubbing it in somebody else's face, especially like a good friend.
Right.
And I think it's the same for the team as well. Obviously, there wasn't just me and Till there. There was like 6, 7 of us, and everyone was kind of happy for me, but sad for Till. And it's just difficult. It's a bit of an awkward situation that is to be in, but I guess this is the sport. This is the good and the bad things about the sport.
Yeah. Yeah. You want to be on top of the world. You want to celebrate. You want to be on the phone. But, I don't know if you flew back together, but like, it's just, yeah, I can't imagine. And especially back-to-back fights. So there's not even that separation there. First fight of the night, main event or something like that. He always talks you up. He's had your back. What's your relationship like with him?
Me and Till?
Yeah.
I think he likes me. I don't like him that much, to be honest. So, no, we're friends. We're good friends. Me and Till have known each other for a long time. In recent years, I think we've become a lot better friends. Me and Till are completely different personalities, you know what I mean? But
Yeah. I don't know a lot of people like Darren Till, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, he's odd guy. Odd guy.
Yeah.
No, to be honest, he's very misunderstood, Darren Till, I feel, amongst the people. He's a lovely guy, to be completely honest. I know, obviously, I'm saying bad stuff about him, but I am only joking.
Yes.
He is actually he's a really nice person, deep down. Forgetting all the stuff and the way that he acts sometimes for the cameras and stuff. Deep down, he's a good guy.
I know he is a good guy as well. I think he sometimes will push the limits a little bit, but those are the characters that people are drawn to in our sport. I think that there is the heavyweight division, it's relatively thin. It's always relatively thin. And you got a big guy like you finishing people the way you're finishing them from the UK. I would imagine there's a desire to, put you on a rocket ship. But you're saying, let's chill out a little bit, right? You're saying, I need a little more time. How do you feel about the next couple fights that are going to come your way? Because there isn't that much room right now between you and, I'm not saying you're fighting Francis Ngannou in 6 months, but you know how it is. Heavyweight, it's a little bit different than, say, bantamweight or lightweight.
Yeah, it's kind of the gift and the curse of the heavyweight division.
Yeah.
You can get up there quick. The reason why I always talk about taking it slow and stuff like that is because a lot of people get it confused and think that I'm not very confident. And I think it's completely the opposite. I think that the fact is I'm very confident in myself and my own ability. I'm just aware enough to know that I need more experience to compete with these guys who have had multiple 5-round fights. And none of my fights have even gone past like a round and a half yet. So I need to, this experience, you can't buy this stuff. This is very valuable. And I'm completely aware that I need that stuff to compete with these guys. That's what they've got over me. I feel like I've got a lot of other stuff over them: speed, power, skill, all this kind of stuff. I feel I've got that over most of the guys. But one thing that I've not got, which is also very important, is the experience. So I want to build that up. And another thing is, what's the damn rush? What's the rush in this thing? I'm 28. Heavyweights go to early 40s. I want to stick around. I'm not trying to be a flash in the pan.
Right.
I'm not trying to be like a hype job, as we say in the UK. I'm trying to be I want to earn my way up. I want to take out these guys and get the experience on the way and do my thing and enjoy myself and make money and improve as I'm going. I'm not just trying to get there because everyone thinks I'm good and then turns out I'm not good and then I have to go back to working a regular job. I don't want to do that shit. No. I want to earn my way up and enjoy this stuff and provide for my family on the way. And when I get there, I want to stay there as well.
So in your mind, how long before you're fighting in those big significant fights? 2, 3, 4 years?
I would say about 37 years, something like that.
37 years? You mean 37 years old?
No, 37 years.
You're really wanting to take it slow.
No, I don't know. I think
you'll be Evander Holyfield's age, who's fighting this weekend.
Yeah, I don't really want to be that old. I'm just playing. But I think, I don't know. You have to look at the other heavyweights, don't you? The prime heavyweights are usually between 35 and 40. Yeah. Usually.
Surreal Gan, pretty young.
How old's he? How old's that guy?
Well, he's only been doing it for 3 years, but he might be one of those late. Let's see. Give me a second. He is 31. So still 3 years older than you. Yeah.
He's still 3 years older than me, so I'm going to say 31 then.
Okay.
Same age as him. He's doing good for himself. He's doing great. I think he's amazing. I've also met him a few times. Cool guy. I like his coach also. Cool guy. And I think he's doing good stuff.
Did you ever go to those UFCs in the UK in the early days when you were growing up? Were you ever in attendance for any of those?
Oh, Ariel, of course I've been there. Of course I have.
Which one? Which one?
Oh, I don't know the numbers. I was there when, I can tell you exactly.
Tell me.
This is one of the moments actually that got me into MMA that made me realize that I want to do it, is when Michael Bisping, our friend Mikey B,
yeah,
for That's the one. DJ Mikey B from Clitheroe. He fought Elvis Sinisic.
Oh yeah, was that a fight night? Was that a fight night in England, or was it UFC? So you were in attendance.
I was in attendance, and I'll tell you the exact moment that I wanted to do this thing.
Oh wow!
I can tell you the exact.
Now
moment.
Here you are going back to my previous question and answering it in a better way. This is amazing.
I am. I apologize. That was a bit of a bad interview thing from me. But what happened was Terry Ettin. You know Terry,
of course.
Terry Ettin.
Yeah.
So my dad has been, coaching down at the gym for a long, long time. Terry Ettin, obviously part of the gym. So we went to the weigh-ins in Manchester, and I must have been at this time 14 years old or something like that. I don't even think I was doing MMA training at the time. I think I'd done a bit of jiu-jitsu, done a bit of boxing and stuff like that. And I remember we got there to the weigh-ins, and I was just expecting like a small thing. I'm just going to watch Terry weigh in, and it's going to be pretty cool. That's what I was expecting. We got there. It was absolutely packed. We were sat up in the nosebleeds, and Andrei Arlovski walked on the scales, and he was wearing some cream. I don't know what you guys would call it. We would call it joggers, maybe like
sweatpants.
Like sweatpants. Yeah, sweatpants. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he had the no t-shirt on, and he had the big cross around his neck, and he was ripped, and he was big, and and he had the fangs in, I think, and he had the long hair as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember he put his arm up when he stepped on the scales, and the crowd went absolutely insane. And that was the moment I thought, I've got to do this stuff, man. Like, I want to be that guy.
And you just fought and beat that guy in your last fight 2 fights ago. That's absurd.
That's right.
Was that surreal for you? Did you think about that kid? If I could have told that kid sitting in the nosebleeds that I'd beat up that guy in the cream joggers, he never would have believed. Or maybe he would have. I don't know. No,
I didn't believe in myself in them days. Yeah, it's crazy experience, absolutely crazy. But at the time when I fought Arlovski, I didn't really think about it. But thinking back, I'm like, shit, that is really something.
By the way, that's a great event. I thought it was 7. I'm usually really good at this stuff. I'm getting older. UFC 70 is the classic one where Gabriel Gonzaga knocks out Mirko Cro Cop and his freaking leg, bends. Like, you were there for that fight. That was a great card. I was there. Yeah. Wow. Epic. Absolutely epic. I've been to so many. I've been to most of the UK cards. Oh, really?
Been to most of the UK cards. Yeah. I've been a fan of this stuff for a long time. To be honest, these days I actually watch it a lot less than I used to watch it. I don't really keep up with it much anymore. Because you're like immersed in it, right? You need a bit of a mental break. Exactly. When it comes to the weekend, man, I just want to spend time with my kids and not think about this stuff. Like, I don't really fan over it anymore. The only real division that I keep tabs on is like the heavyweight division. Really, I don't really know what's happening in any other divisions. A lot of people like to bring up the fact that you've sparred Tyson Fury, right? And they forget that you have the BJJ background and all that stuff, and they say, "Oh, his striker, Tyson Fury." How many times did you actually spar him? I've sparred him a lot of times. I remember at one point, this is when, so I was sparring Tyson. So the Fury family, Peter Fury, who's Tyson Fury's old coach, is his uncle. He's good friends with my father. So I've known the Fury family and John Fury and his brothers and cousins and everything like that for a long time. The first time I ever sparred Tyson Fury was when he fought Christian Hammer, which was before his Klitschko fight. So I was young, man. I don't know how old I was then. I was young as hell. And yeah, I sparred him. I remember he had the break after the Klitschko fight and he got really fat. Like, I don't know. And I used to go in and spar him like 3 times a week. Like, he said he didn't want to do any running. He was too fat to run. And he didn't want to do any bag work or anything like that because he found it boring. He just wanted to spar with me. So we'd do 10 rounds 3 times a week just to help him get his weight down. Wow. And you were the guy? Yeah, that was just helping him get his weight down. I sparred him for a lot of his camps as well. I sparred him for the Klitschko camp a little bit. Sparred him for a couple of fights after and all that kind of stuff. How out of shape was he? Like, how bad was it? He was out. He was really fat, but do you know what? He's one of the most talented people, probably the most talented person I've ever seen do anything in my life. He's unbelievable. Like, he was really, really fat to the point where, like, he could hardly, and he'll tell you this himself, do you know what I mean? I'm not trying to, like, say anything bad about him.
Of course.
He could hardly, like, move around.
Wow.
I'm not talking about, like, exercising. I'm talking about he could hardly, like, walk around. He was that fat. And he would just get in and he would just spar 10 rounds, like, no problem. I'll tell you a good story, actually. I'll tell you a really good story.
Please.
Do you know, I've seen that you interviewed him. Daniel Dubois, you know that guy, right? Of course,
yes, Dynamite.
Dynamite Daniel Dubois, right? One day, this is when Tyson was retired from boxing, before he made his comeback. Tyson didn't show up to the gym for months, like months and months. One day, Daniel Dubois was in the gym to spar Tyson's cousin, Hughie Fury. And this one particular day, there was a lot of people in the gym. Like, Daniel Dubois had a bit of an entourage, and Hughie had a bit of an entourage as well. And one of Hughie's entourage was Tyson. And Tyson, he hadn't put a pair of boxing gloves on for, I don't know how long at the time, maybe like 6 months or so. I don't know exactly, but he was really fat and out of shape. I'd not seen him for months. And he came in the gym, and I remember he had like regular clothes on. Like, he didn't have like workout clothes or anything. He didn't have a mouthpiece. He didn't have any hand wraps. He didn't even have any gloves or anything. He had like shoes on. And I remember he took his pants off and he just had boxer shorts on. I think he had a vest on or something like that. And he was really fat, like really fat. So he was just there to watch the spar. He wasn't there to actually spar. Didn't put any hand wraps on. And he got like I don't know what you guys call it. We call it like gaffer tape, like duct tape, you know, like thick tape.
Yeah.
And he taped his ankles up to his shoes. Didn't wrap his hands, didn't have a mouthpiece, and he got in there and sparred Daniel Dubois, and he had no fitness. He didn't spar him for many rounds, maybe like 2 or 3 rounds. And the spar, the technique that he showed and the skills that he showed in that spar was absolutely mind blowing. Wow. There was a lot of people in the room that day. There was maybe like 60, 70 people in the room that day, and everybody left being like, what have I just seen? Wow. That was unbelievable.
Wow. What a legend. And hopefully we'll see him back October 9th against Deontay Wilder. By the way, you've had one pro boxing fight, right? How come not more than that?
Oh, that's a long story, Ariel.
Okay.
I don't want to bore the viewers.
Okay, interesting.
I don't want to bore you. It's a long story, man. I'm political.
Okay. Do you want to go back to boxing at some point? Or are you happy with this? If you never fight in a boxing match again, are you okay with that?
I would be open to it. I'd be open to it for sure. But my goal is to win the UFC title, really. If we can do some kind of crossover shit, like, I would be up for it. I'm not trying to fight a YouTuber, though. Like,
why not? Everyone's making money off of it. It's a great life.
Well, I guess so, yeah. I mean, money is nice. money is nice, I guess. So, yeah. Who's a heavyweight YouTuber?
No, I don't know. I don't know if one of those exists. I mean, Logan Paul's pretty big, by the way, but I don't know if he's heavyweight. He's like 190. Maybe 200.
Yeah, that's not big compared to me, though.
Oh, no. What are you?
Like
240?
On a good day.
On a good day, wow.
Yeah, I'm more like if I'm not training, I'll be 260.
Right, but when you weighed in on Friday, what were you?
247, I think, or 248, something like that.
By the way, what's up with your tattoos? This one over here.
I'm getting them fixed soon.
Okay.
I'm getting them fixed. this one.
What's going on there? What is that?
So I'll tell you what it is. I got my BJJ black belt, and then I was like, I'm getting a black belt tattoo. Let's go for it.
All right.
So then I said to my friend who does the tattoos, look, I want to get this black belt tattooed around my wrist. So he said, all right, cool. So he put the stencil and started tattooing and stuff. We got like halfway through the tattoo and I was like, but I didn't have any of these. I didn't have nothing else at the time. It was just that. And then I was like, do you know what, mate? I don't want the black belt tattoo. It's fucking corny. Let's just do a black ring around it. Let's just go for the black ring. So yeah, that's what I've got these days.
Wow.
Just a black ring.
I dig it. I mean, I feel like that would hurt. Like, that's a lot of ink in one, condensed spot, no?
Yeah, it was painful, actually. I'm actually getting this. I just messaged my tattoo artist just before I spoke to you, actually.
Okay.
This, I don't know if you can see how bad this thing is.
Yeah.
I got this when I was like, I don't know, 15. I was still at school.
Okay.
Terrible, absolutely terrible tattoo.
What is that? Candy canes or something? It looks like Christmas candy canes.
It might as well be. It's absolutely terrible. But like in the UK, we wear uniforms for school. I don't know if you do. Do you do that in Canada?
Yeah,
no?
Some schools, not mine, but yeah, some schools.
I'm not talking because I brought this up in America, and they were like, "Oh, you went to private school?" I was like, "Fuck! If you've seen where I'm from, you know that private schools do not exist where I'm from." So no, it wasn't a private school. But yeah, I used to think I was like the man because I would have my school shirt on, my tie, and I would have like a tattoo underneath, and I was like, yeah. But terrible tattoo. I'm getting it covered next week, I think.
PT Carroll told me that you represent Wigan, but then I tweeted that you're the pride of Wigan, and everyone's like, no, not Wigan, not Wigan. So I don't know if PT was giving me false information. Like on your bio, it doesn't say Wigan. It says Salford, Greater Manchester. So is that Wigan? I don't know. It's hard for me to know with all the the different neighborhoods.
I'm sick of this misinformation, Ariel, all the time.
Yeah.
As to where I'm from.
Right,
so I'll tell you, I'll clear the air for everybody watching.
Please.
People think I'm from Liverpool. I have never, ever claimed that I'm from Liverpool in my life. Liverpool's a beautiful place. I have a lot of Scouse friends, but that's not me. I train there, that's it. Now, I was born in a place called Salford, Greater Manchester.
Okay.
And so that's why it comes up as Salford. I don't live there. I live in a place called Atherton. Okay. This place, Atherton, is a place in Greater Manchester.
Okay.
But it comes under the Wigan area as well. It's really strange.
Okay.
But people who are actually from Wigan wouldn't say that we're from Wigan. So it's really weird. Ooh. It's like nobody wants us, Ariel. Nobody wants us, really.
Wow. So you're just kind of stuck in between all these different neighborhoods.
Yeah, I would say I'm from Greater Manchester. That's where I'm from. Atherton, Greater Manchester. But I wouldn't say that I was from Wigan, really, because they don't want us, you see. We want to be wanted. Yeah. You know, I'm from this place where it's a nice little place, but it's like nobody here really has any ambition, and I'm trying to show people like, look, you can do whatever you want to do if you want to. Like, it's just that people, it's like kind of got a small town mentality. Like, people really don't do a lot from this place apart from like, just like work in factories or sell drugs or all that kind of stuff. So. I'm not saying working in factories and all that stuff.
No,
at all. I'm just saying, like, if you want to do other stuff as well, like, go for it.
Okay, so let's end on that note. Who do you want next?
Oh, good question. I would love to fight Blago Ivanov. I've watched him for so long. I know there's a lot of good fights coming up. There's a lot of good fights coming up in the heavyweight division. A lot of the top 15, they're already tied up. They're all fighting one another anyway, so it's probably not going to be any time soon. Plus, I got to go to the hospital tomorrow because I have a sore hand. So we'll see what's happening with that. But yeah, I like Blago Ivanov. I think that's a good fight. I think there's a lot of good fights out there for me. I've seen that Augusto Sakai doesn't have a match. There's loads. There's so many good fights. I don't want to really call one guy out because I'm not.
You're not that guy. You said to Bisping, I'm not that guy. So I don't want to make you.
I want to deserve my shot.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be a hype job. I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to fight everybody in this thing. You know what I mean? I'm trying to beat everybody. I'm not trying to just be like, this is the guy I want, because I don't just want one person. I don't want to be a faker. I'm not trying to fake the whole world and create some fake beef with somebody. I want to test my skills against everybody. So, yeah, whatever.
Well, this has been lovely, my friend. I'm so glad that you finally agreed to come on and give us some time. Luckily, we got you before, you really reached that next level, skyrocketed to the top of the rankings and became a huge star, and we forget all about us. So we can say, hey, we had Tom on before he was a superstar. Don't forget about us. So please remember us when you become a big superstar. Are
you taking the piss?
No, not at all. I mean, that's, listen.
What do you mean? Thanks for coming. I've been wanting to go on this shit for ages. But I'm not gonna message you and be like, Ariel, please let me on. Please let me on the show.
No.
I'm not gonna do it, because last time I spoke to you, man, Petey, he was like, oh, I know, Ariel, do you want me to message him and ask if you can be on? I'm like, Petey, come on. I'm not a beg.
Yeah.
Like I'm not this. I'm not going to be like, Ariel, please let me on.
It all worked out for the best. Here we are. I was taking the piss. Very happy for your success. You're doing great things. I'm looking forward to watching your rise. Enjoy the victory and looking forward to the next one as well. Thank you, Tom.
Thanks, Ariel. I've just got one more thing to say before I leave.
Uh-oh. Yes? Yes. Hey, he pulled the Chael Sonnen. I had a feeling I had a feeling that he was going to go in that direction, and that's great. Only the best do that. Chael Sonnen, Ally Quinta, Tom Aspinall quickly climbing up the leaderboard for one of our favorite guests. I mean,